Hello, I'm Ryan.
Hello, I am Amy. Welcome to Listen to English Podcast.
Today's episode is my productive morning routine. Do you ever feel just tired and slow in the mornings? Maybe you hit the snooze button a few too many times.
Or, maybe you wake up late and you rush out the door without any time for yourself.
Yeah, and studies show that having a good morning routine can really set you up for success. It can help you feel more energized and focused and productive throughout the day.
That's right. It's all about starting your day with intention and purpose. So instead of letting the day control you, you control the day.
I like that. Okay, so let's kind of unpack this a little bit. It appears that the first thing that a lot of people do when they wake up is check their phones. But is that really the best way to start the day?
Probably not. It's so tempting to just scroll through social media or check your emails first thing, but that can actually increase your stress levels.
Oh, really?
Why is that? Well, when you check your phone first thing, you're immediately bombarding your brain with information and demands. And you're putting yourself in a reactive mode instead of a proactive mode.
That makes sense. So what should we be doing instead?
Well, studies show that there are 3 simple things you can do right after waking up that can make a big difference. First, drink a glass of water.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Our bodies get dehydrated overnight, so it's important to replenish those fluids.
Exactly. And even mild dehydration can affect your energy levels and, your cognitive function. So starting your day with a big glass of water, it's a great way to wake up your body and your mind.
I like it.
Okay.
What's the second thing we should do?
Stretch or move your body for a few minutes. You don't have to do a full workout or anything. Just some light stretching or just gentle movement can help to increase blood flow and get your muscles moving.
I like that idea. Yeah, it's a gentle way to kind of ease into the day.
Exactly. And then finally, take a few deep breaths. It's such a simple yet powerful way to calm your nervous system and focus your mind.
Yeah. It's almost like hitting the reset button before you start your day.
Exactly. And it only takes a minute or two. So even if you're short on time, you can still incorporate these 3 habits into your morning routine.
So we've hydrated, we've stretched, we've taken some deep breaths. Now what about breakfast?
Yeah, so breakfast is often called the most important meal of the day. And for good reason. It provides your body with the energy it needs to get going after a long night of sleep.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people skip breakfast. Maybe they're not hungry in the morning or they're just rushing to get out the door.
Yeah, I understand that. It can be tough to make time for breakfast, especially if you're not used to eating early in the day. But even something small is better than nothing.
So what are some quick and easy breakfast options that people can try?
Well, one classic choice is eggs and toast. Eggs are a great source of protein, and toast provides some carbohydrates for energy. You can add some avocado or tomato for extra flavor and nutrients.
Yeah, that's a great option for people who prefer a savory breakfast. What about something a little sweeter?
Oatmeal with fruit is another great choice. Oatmeal is a good source of fiber, which helps to keep you feeling full and satisfied. And you can add fresh or frozen fruit nuts, seeds for extra flavor and nutrition.
Yeah, those are both great ideas for people who have a little more time in the morning. What about for those of us who are always on the go?
Smoothies are a fantastic option for busy mornings.
Mm.
You can pack in a ton of nutrients with fruits, vegetables, yogurt, protein powder.
Yeah, and you can make them ahead of time and just grab one on your way out the door.
Exactly. So no matter how busy you are, there's always a way to fit in a healthy breakfast.
I love that.
Okay.
So far, we've talked about the importance of hydration, movement, deep breaths, and a nutritious breakfast. All great ways to start the day. But what comes next?
This brings us to an important aspect of a productive morning routine, planning your day.
Oh yeah, planning. To use a to-do list. I find that even just a few minutes of planning can make a big difference in how my day unfolds.
Absolutely. Planning helps to reduce stress and overwhelm. It gives you a sense of control over your day.
Right, and it doesn't have to be anything complicated.
Right. You don't need to plan out every minute of your day. Just focus on identifying the 3 most important tasks that you want to accomplish that day.
Yeah, I like that. Keep it simple and manageable. It appears that people try to do too much and end up feeling overwhelmed.
Exactly. It's better to focus on a few key things and do them well than to try to do everything and end up doing nothing well.
I agree. So let's say I've identified my 3 most important tasks for the day. What's next?
Then it's time to schedule them into your day. Think about when you're most productive and try to block out time for those tasks during those periods.
So for example, if you're a morning person, you might want to tackle your most challenging task first thing in the morning, when you're feeling fresh and focused.
That's right. And if you're more of a night owl, you might want to save your most important tasks for later in the day, when you're feeling more creative and energetic.
Okay, so we've covered the first 4 parts of our productive morning routine: We've hydrated, we've moved, we've breathed, we've eaten, and we've planned. Now what's the final piece of the puzzle?
The final piece is all about cultivating a positive mindset.
Oh, I love that. Because how you start your day mentally can really set the tone for everything that follows.
Exactly. If you start your day feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, it's going to be much harder to have a productive and enjoyable day.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how can we cultivate a more positive mindset first thing in the morning?
Well, there are a few simple habits you can try. One is to practice gratitude. Take a few moments to think about all the things you're grateful for in your life.
Yeah, could be something as simple as a warm bed, a delicious cup of coffee, the love of your family.
Exactly. And focusing on those positive things can help to shift your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance.
Okay, what's another habit we can try?
Another powerful habit is to set an intention for the day. Before you even get out of bed, take a few moments to think about how you want your day to unfold.
Yeah, what do you want to achieve?
Yeah.
How do you want to feel? Who do you want to connect with?
Exactly. By setting a clear intention, you're giving your subconscious mind something to work towards.
Yeah, it's like planting a seed in your mind. And then as you go about your day, you'll start to see evidence of that seed growing.
I like that. And finally, don't underestimate the power of positive self-talk. The way you talk to yourself can have a huge impact on your mood and your motivation.
Oh, for sure. So instead of focusing on your weaknesses or your fears, try to focus on your strengths and your accomplishments.
Exactly. Remind yourself of all the amazing things you're capable of, and believe in your ability to achieve your goals.
Yeah, it sounds like cultivating a positive mindset is really about choosing to focus on the good instead of dwelling on the negative.
That's right. It's about making a conscious effort to shift your perspective. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes.
That's great. So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the importance of hydration movement, deep breaths, a nutritious breakfast, planning your day, and cultivating a positive mindset. But how do we actually make these habits stick?
That's a great question, and we'll be diving into that in more detail in our next episode.
Okay, so be sure to tune in next time for part 2 of our series on my productive morning routine.
We'll be sharing tips and strategies for making these habits a part of your daily life. We've been talking all about productive morning routines.
Yeah, we talked about drinking water and getting our bodies moving.
And eating a healthy breakfast and planning our day.
Oh, and of course we talked about starting the day with a positive mindset.
Right. So now let's get a little bit more practical. How can we actually make these habits stick? Because it's easy to get all excited about a new routine,
Yeah,
but then life gets in the way.
for sure. That happens all the time.
So true. One common mistake is trying to change too much at once. So start small, choose one or two habits,
Okay.
focus on those until they become automatic, and then you can add more.
I like that approach. Just like build up to it.
Exactly. It's all about setting yourself up for success.
Yeah.
And consistency is also key. It's not about being perfect every day.
Yeah.
Life happens. There will be days when you sleep in or your schedule is disrupted.
Yeah.
But don't let that discourage you. Just get back on track the next day.
It's about progress, not perfection. I
Exactly.
like that. Another helpful tip is to create a visual reminder. You could write your routine on a sticky note,
Yeah.
place it somewhere, you'll see it every morning.
Ooh, you could even create a fun chart and decorate it.
Yeah.
Make it visual.
I love that. Okay, and don't underestimate the power of accountability. Tell a friend about your new routine.
Yes.
Ask them to check in with you,
Yeah,
and you can support each other.
absolutely. Okay, so now let's answer some listener questions. We've received so many great questions about morning routines.
Awesome.
Let's discuss a few. What if I'm just not a morning person?
Yeah, that's a good question. A lot of people probably wonder that.
That's a common concern. Not everyone feels super energized in the morning.
Right.
But studies show that you can still benefit from a morning routine.
Okay.
It might just take some experimentation to find what works best for you. Maybe you start with a shorter routine and gradually increase the duration over time.
Yeah.
You could also focus on activities that energize you, like listening to upbeat music or something.
I like that.
Ooh.
Okay, another question. What if I have a super busy schedule?
Well, if you're short on time, just prioritize hydration. Drink a glass of water first thing.
Yeah,
It's a simple habit, but it can make a really big difference.
for sure. Okay, final question for today. I always give up on my morning routine after a few days. Any tips for staying motivated?
That's so common. It happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But remember that creating lasting change takes time. So be kind to yourself
Okay.
and celebrate small successes. Focus on why you're creating this routine in the first place.
Yeah.
What benefits are you hoping to achieve?
Right.
Visualize yourself feeling energized and productive throughout the day.
Yeah.
Those positive feelings can serve as really powerful motivators.
Absolutely. So we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Ooh, I like this. Think about how even just one small change to your morning routine could affect your entire day.
Yeah.
What one change will you try tomorrow?
I love that.
Yeah.
So we would love to hear your thoughts and experiences. We've been talking all about creating a productive morning routine.
Yeah, it's amazing how a few simple habits can make a huge difference in our day.
Yeah, for sure. We talked about hydration and movement and eating a healthy breakfast.
Yeah, and we talked about planning our day and starting with a positive mindset.
Right. It appears that our morning routine really sets the tone for the whole day.
Yeah, that's a really powerful concept. It's like a domino effect.
Right, like one positive action leads to another.
Exactly. When you start your day with intention, you kind of carry that energy with you throughout the day.
It's almost like you're setting an anchor for the day.
Oh, I love that analogy. It creates stability and grounding.
Yeah, I like that. So, a morning routine isn't just about productivity. It's also about well-being.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. When you take care of yourself in the morning, you feel better throughout the day.
Right. It's about nourishing your mind, body, and spirit.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this episode, I want you to think about one small change you can make to your morning routine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything drastic.
Right.
Even 5 minutes of mindfulness or a quick stretch can have a really positive impact.
For sure. The key is to start small and be consistent.
Absolutely. And remember to celebrate your successes. Every step is a victory.
I like that. So thank you for joining us today on Listen to English podcast.
Yes, thank you for listening. We hope you found this episode helpful and inspiring.
We look forward to connecting with you again.
Until then, take care and have a wonderful day.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow and reach more English learners like you. By subscribing, you'll never miss a new episode, and by liking the video, you're letting us know you want more helpful content. Thank you for your support. It means so much to us.